Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta over here, everyone. Great to see you again for another one of our Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. So excited. We have a lot to chat about, chit chat today. It's tea time. We're going to talk about our teas first. And today I'm drinking one that I've had before, and it's called chamomile lavender. There you go.
Nice.
Chamomile lavender organics. Can you see that? Yes, it's amazing.
Yes.
I like chamomile, like lavender. It's a very different tea. I've had it before. It does not have licorice in it for once.
Oh,
it's
shock.
Organic. So everything's organic. Chamomile flower, lavender flowers, sweet orange peel, and rosehip berries. So there you have it. There you go. That's what it is. And I've had it seeping. Have a cup here, and it's got a lid on it. So I've been... There you go. Take the lid off. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Drink your tea.
Cheers.
Love it.
Cheers.
Hey, I want to hear what you're drinking, Gloria.
Yes. Well, like you, I'm going back to one of my old standbys. I love me some Radiant Beauty. Radiant Beauty.
Yes, Radiant Beauty.
I love, hey, I'm a beauty girl. I love Radiant Beauty tea. It works. So I have the ingredients of my tea today is aloe vera, acelera, rosehip, elderberries, and of course, blueberries. All natural, all organic. I love, love, love it.
Love it. Cheers. And I forgot. What did I forget? Something important before we get going. Want to remind you, you know the drill, right? Want to remind you, if you could please like our videos. And if you want more of it, subscribe to our channel. If you don't want to miss any of our videos, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of our videos. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. There you go. Had to get that in, right? Because we'd love for you to subscribe.
I just figured you wanted to flip it up a little bit, and let's talk about these teas that we were drinking today. However, I make sure we included that information because that's very, very important.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So, we always like to kick our videos off talking about Ellen. Ellen always reminds us to be kind to one another. And when COVID started in March of 2020, she added a little caveat to listen to one another. And if you listen and you're kind, it's a win-win. So may you all listen and be kind. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, Rosetta, did you stay up and watch Prince Philip's service?
Actually, no, I didn't watch it, but I heard that Harry was there, which is surprising. Well, that was very nice, actually, that he went there, but Meghan couldn't make it because she didn't have the clearance from the doctors. I forget like how many months pregnant she is, but she's pretty big. So the doctors didn't clear her to travel, but they did show that Harry and William did have a bit of a chit chat. So they did spend time chatting. They weren't really like, people were thinking they would be very tense and there would be some kind of like, you could see it when they were walking to the chapel, but they still had some time to chit chat. So I don't know. I just wish they would go back to how it was back in the days. Because I remember when their mother passed away, they were so close. And I just feel that Lady Di would not have wanted this. No. She was all about family, loving, and just the siblings being kind to one another and just loving. And I don't know. I just feel it's very sad. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. I know a lot of the commentators, the news staff, they were all, dropping little tidbits about what it was going to be like. The fact that Prince Harry and Prince William were not walking side by side, and there was a cousin that was in the middle of them. And I was, even though that did happen, there were moments where they weren't walking in unison, like left, right. So at certain points, they would be a little bit ahead, and then the cousin would be in the middle, and then they would be in ahead. There was also a shot that I loved where Prince Williams, Prince Harry, and Princess, I can't believe I forgot her name. Prince William's wife.
Kate.
Yes, Princess Kate. They were walking up this ramp, and that was an interesting shot. Okay. And the reason it was interesting is Prince Harry and Princess Kate had on masks, and Prince William did not. So, but it was Prince William, Prince Harry, and then Princess Kate. So the two guys were together. So I'm just hoping and praying that that union is going to just be stronger. I thought the fact that, they have to have the stiff upper lip, which I don't really understand. I mean, the queen was to go in by herself and sit by herself. And it's like, she's been married to this man 73 years. Would it have been so awful if someone had walked with her to support her emotionally and physically if she needed it? I'm not British, so I don't understand. But that part, I think I would just have to step out of the stiff upper lip. That's my man that we're about to lay to rest, and I'm sad. And I don't know if I could have kept my emotions hidden.
Yeah, that's just how it is in the British. That's how it's been for years and years. But it is sad when your husband passed away and you're just there by yourself. I would have thought, I mean, I don't know, it's modern times now. It's 2021. You would think that they would, they would have someone escort her with her, right? And not to show emotion. That's how it's always been. But I believe that it should be like that now. Show some emotion. If you're upset, be upset, because everybody knows we're all human beings.
Right.
If you're upset, show you're upset. That's what I'm thinking. So, but it was, it was sad. It was sad. But on another note, in regards to the Queen, she turns 95 today. It's her 95th birthday.
Wow. Happy birthday, Your Majesty.
Yes, and she's been reigning for 68 years. Can you believe that? 68 years.
Wow.
Pretty amazing. Amazing. Because her mother actually, she passed away when she was in her late 90s. So her mother was very healthy as well.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. So happy birthday, Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
And rest in peace, Prince Philip. And hopefully all this stiff upper lip will change in the future. I hope it will.
I do too. Well, back here in the States, a lot of things are changing. And, Rosetta, you and I, we're always talking about it's time for women. It's time for women. It's time for us to rise and shine. It is time. So ABC announced that the new president of ABC News, her name is Heidi Gutman. And Heidi, congratulations, is the first Black woman in that capacity in the entire history of ABC.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations. That's a long overdue. That's what I say.
Absolutely. And may there be many, many more. Like Vice President Harris said, I may be the first. I will not be the last.
The last.
That's my motto. I may be the first at doing something. I will never be the last.
Yeah, and she's leading the way, paving that path.
Absolutely. So just to get everyone geared up, tomorrow is Earth Day. Now, I personally think it should be like Earth Month or Earth Year. The planet needs some TLC. Mother Earth is just screeching and screaming out. I talk to friends right now, today, and they're either being flooded out or snowed out. Weather patterns are not what they used to be, where, if you were in a certain part of the country on a certain date based on history, you could say to yourself, oh, it's always sunny this time of year. You can't say that anymore. So as we celebrate Earth Day tomorrow, I hope everyone's going to stop and take a moment and think about what can I personally do to help Mother Earth? One thing I started thinking about is, you know, how all of these individuals are not only NASA and the government are sending satellites and spaceships into our atmosphere. Now personal companies are doing it. And I don't know if I like that, because a lot of them are failing. And I keep wondering what is happening to all that toxic gas. Every time a rocket ship goes up and it crashes, what is that doing to the environment, especially in Florida, where most of those failures are occurring?
Exactly. What is happening to the environment with all those going up, the toxic gases? We don't know. So, and it's not overnight that
Yeah,
we'll have any kind of results, right? Things don't happen overnight.
right.
It's over time that things happen, and it's just like, look at, like, me and Gloria always talk about the global warming, right? It didn't happen overnight. We knew that this something would happen if we didn't do anything with our sacred planet here. And things, we've been seeing it in the past several years, past what's been coming down the pipeline, but it's just recently that we've been seeing it way worse than before.
Right, right. So, you know, like Rosetta and I always tell you, when you know better, you do better. And I think we know just polluting the air with toxin is not a good win-win. So maybe it's time for the people to start helping regulate the planet.
Exactly. Well said. We need to start regulating everyone needs to. I mean, just
Yes.
because it doesn't affect you directly, it actually does, because you don't know. Like, look at you people out there with the snow at this time. What is it? Nearly May, right? We should be
Yeah.
having some sun coming out.
Oh, remember, what is the little song that we used to sing when we were kids? April showers bring May
Brings May
flowers,
flowers. Yes.
not April snow. And you know, because I was trying to get myself in the mood of all of this on Sunday, my husband and I, who I never let him out of the house because he has underlying conditions, and him and COVID, that's not going to happen. So I said, let's go to Lowe's. Let's go look and see about buy some flowers, get some, just put a little pretty in the backyard. Everything's green or kind of yellowy green. Let me tell you, the word went out. When we got there, the parking lot was full. In addition to the parking lot being full, the store had lines. I mean,
Wow.
12 deep, 2 lines of 12 people. And, you know, we went in and we walked around and we looked at a few things. And then I told my husband, not happening. So we left. And the manager, he's like, you don't have to leave. And I said, we'll be back. We'll come back
Don't
during
you
the.
have any like local nurseries? We have one in Canberra, a local nursery, Summer Winds Nursery, where we can buy flowers and plants and things.
I might have to come your way, because we used to have quite a few nurseries. And unfortunately, with everything in COVID, there's nothing there.
Really? You
They're
don't.
gated up. Well, remember, you know, for 6 months plus, people weren't allowed to really go out, even outdoors, to do shopping. And so no one was thinking about plants, I guess, at the time. People were
Right.
more worried and concerned just about life and living and getting toilet paper, hand
Oh,
sanitizer, and food.
yeah, yes, those were the days. Yeah. So
Yeah.
probably all the nurseries closed up.
Yeah. And like now, because one of the things I heard something, and you know, forgive me if I'm saying it incorrect, comment below and correct me. I'm a human being. I love being corrected. They said something about when we breathe out, the trees breathe in, and then they breathe out oxygen. So it's, you know, as we're talking about Earth Day, it's that whole cycle. We have to cohabitate here together. Man cannot just continue to treat Mother Earth like it's nothing and it's going to be here and it's going to do what they want it to do. As women, Rosetta and I can tell you that's not how it works. You have to work together. You have to collaborate. And in the spirit of tomorrow, Earth Day, we have got to learn how to collaborate better.
Yeah, so true. Thanks for reminding us about that. And Earth Day, what is it that you do for Earth Day? Is there anything that you do, or that it's there and you don't do anything? You're just like, okay, today's Earth Day. Because I know a lot of people know it's Earth Day and they don't do anything.
What I attempt to do is to lessen the technology. I try and unplug so people will be like, Gloria hasn't been online, not to use the cellular services, not to, just sit in the house. Normally, we would be out in the yard. We try and plant something, do like a little herb garden or something to increase it. My husband has this new thing he's doing that is driving me completely crazy. He saw a YouTube video where you could take a water bottle and make it into a bird feeder. So he made 2. So he said tomorrow, in honor of Earth Day, we should do 2 more. So my backyard is now full of little birds. And what comes with birds and nuts? Now I have squirrels and I have cats. The cats are trying to crawl to get to the birds who are in the feeders. The birds are flying around. Then the squirrels try and get up, and he put them where it's hard for anyone other than the birds to get to them. They're very smart though. So they're crawling along the rafters and they jump. They miss, but they jump. Oh. So, maybe tomorrow, in honor of Earth Day, in addition to all of the naturalness, we might find a safer place for these little bird feeders.
Or could he make for hummingbirds? People make hummingbird feeders.
Well, those I didn't know how to do because that's based on like sugar water. And
oh, yeah.
But what we did is with the nuts, he just took the gallon jug and he cut a hole in the front and a hole in the back so they can sit on both sides. Now, some of the birds like to cohabitate. And then there are other birds that they don't play that. When there's one where there's a redhead bird. And when he is there, his family eats and no other birds are allowed until they're done. I mean, it's really interesting if you just slow down and look at Mother Nature. It's really beautiful. What are you going to do to celebrate Earth Day?
What am I going to do? I like the idea of less technology, like you said. Yeah. I like to do. We do actually. Our family does quite a lot to within our own family, like recycling and different things, and we do a lot. We try to use less plastics and everything. So we try, but there's always more that we can be learning to do, that we can be doing. And I like supporting companies that come out with biodegradable, like spoons and cups and forks and plates and whatever, right? All those plates and bowls and things like that, instead of those, because they're quite nice actually, even though a lot of people don't like them. I kind of like them. They look kind of
I'm thinking about buying the one, I think they call it a skort, and it folds into a little container and it's a fork and a spoon.
Yes. So that's a good one. And then people don't like it. The reason why is because, have you noticed when they give it to you, it's kind of like a cardboardy texture?
Yeah.
But people don't like it because they say the food seeps through it. It leaks through it. Yeah. But I'm like, if it's going to help the environment, why not, right?
Exactly. My for Christmas, not last year, because we skipped all of that. The year before, she gave me my own personalized straw, and it comes with like a little straw cleaner and a little kit. So I've got my own straw. I'm going to get my own quart. Yeah. I love it because, they said, I'm trying to remember where I heard this, but in America, not the world, in America, we use enough plastic straws to circle the earth every day.
Wow.
because there are
Wow.
billions of people, and those billions of people, because I know I'm I'm just cautious when especially now, I watch how people handle dishes, like when they serve me food. If they grab the top of the glass, I
Oh.
always ask for a straw because I just don't know where your hands have been. And
Oh, well,
so
you have
that's
that
why,
reusable straw, right?
right. So I'm one less there. And I've just been, just trying to pay attention. What else can we do that is not as painful? I have a question for you, my dear. You mentioned recycling. My husband and I, we are big recyclers. All of the recycling plants where we live closed during COVID. They're gone. Do
Really?
you know a recycling plant near you where you know how you drive up and you recycle your bottles?
We don't do that. We just put it in our recycling bin that we have. And then they pick it up every Tuesday with Wednesday morning with our garbage.
Right. We started this thing with our son that the recycling is sort of like his little slush fund. And so we would always, because he would always remind us, that's 5 cents per container, mom, 5 cents. And so we got into the habit of doing that, and we've just always done it. And all of a sudden, the recycling fee is still there. However, the ability to get your cash back for the recycling is gone.
So what is it that when it was there open, what did you bring? I know you can recycle bottles. What, plastic
Yeah,
bottles?
yeah, we would do plastic bottles, and the most the thing you could make the most money on is cans. So my
Okay, so we
son and my
don't,
husband would
are you
crush the
talking
can.
about cans like soda cans or canned goods kind of thing?
Soda cans. We put the food cans in the normal recycle through our garbage, but soda cans, juice cans, things like that. And we don't drink sodas. However, the place where he works, they would give him the cans because they knew that he did the bottle recycling.
Oh, that's good because we don't have any cans and we don't really drink from plastic bottles. So I don't know what I would be bringing there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. That's another way that you are lessening your footprint. And Mother Earth is taking a deep breath and saying thank you.
I know. And I just remind everyone that if you're going to drink water throughout the day, get something like this.
Yes.
Yes, please, everybody. There's Gloria's.
There
There
we
you go. We urge you,
Yeah.
if you can't do the one thing that you want to start doing, how about getting one of these bottles and carrying that around
Yeah.
with you instead of buying those plastic bottles there? Or you can go to places where they refill, right? They refill
Yes.
water bottles, the big
Yes.
containers.
Yeah, my sister says, I think she says it's 35 cents a gallon because she goes to one of those places. We just happen to have access to reverse osmosis system that's in the house. So it's the same concept.
Oh, that's good. You have that. Did you install that reverse osmosis?
Yes. The water
Oh,
in
nice.
Alameda County is kind of rough. When I lived in San Jose, I used to could drink the water out of the tap. And for some reason, the water, and they keep saying that it's for our betterment. I don't know. I can't. Oh, the taste is awful.
Oh, I don't do that, but I should try and look at reverse osmosis because they say that that's better for you. Even the water coming out of your fridge is not as good
Yes.
as it could be.
Yes. So it goes through the reverse osmosis and then through the refrigerator, and then it's good.
Oh, I'll have to look into that.
Yes. So, girlfriend, you were telling me you got an update for me on JLo and A Rod. What's up? I heard that they're
Oh,
on, they're off, they're on, they're
well,
off.
I think they're off now. And it's quite
Oh,
sad because I liked seeing JLo with him. And you know what was did you observe when they were together? You saw more of A Rod. Before you barely saw him hardly anywhere, right? I mean,
right.
he would pop up now and again, but really rarely. But
Not
because he was dating JLo, you would see him at all these events with her, like
right.
opening stuff at like the Super Bowl, he was there. And
Yes.
their kids are about the same age, right? They have some
Right.
kids that are about the same age. And I think it's it's sad because I think they made a good couple. I'm not sure
Nice
exactly the
blended,
reason.
nice
Blend
blended family.
Blended family, and they have several businesses together. I think they did some business partnerships together. So I'm wondering how that would work. And what
Oh,
else?
no, they were
That's
supplements. The one of the business they just came out with a new supplement. I don't know if he's involved with her new skincare line. She just launched that.
wow, she has a skincare line. All these celebrities doing these skincare, they just, I'm not saying that it's bad because their
Right.
skincare line could be good, but there's so many people. If you know how, where, and what, then you have the in, right? To be able to just,
It-
if you have
yeah,
that kind of name like JLo
yeah.
does, you can slap your name onto almost anything. She could come out with a vodka line and should do amazing.
Well, look at the boys who came out with a vodka line. No, tequila line. George Clooney and
Yes.
I mean, billionaires,
Danny
billionaires.
DeVito came out with a limoncello.
Yeah.
And
So,
um who's that? Is it P. Diddy? Not P. Diddy.
oh
Kanye
yeah,
West? Did he put
he's
his
the
name
one
to
with
some
the
vodka?
yeah, he's the vodka. Yes. And I
Wow.
mean, and the thing is, okay, so you can go to the store and you can buy vodka for a pint, okay, for $3.25 of vodka. And then P. Diddy puts his name on it and it's $35 for vodka. Um, I've talked to people who like vodka and they're like, as long as it's cold, I don't tell the difference. So,
So
you
it was
know, it,
P. Diddy, not Kanye West that backed that one particular. I forget the name of that one vodka. It's
yeah,
clear in the thing and
yes.
has different, yeah. So that, yeah, I think it's even more than $35.
I know I was just trying to be, reasonable. Oh no, you're going to pay.
Yeah.
I've never been, I'm the happy girl. So like if say the party starts at 8, I don't get to the party until 9:30, not to be late. It takes them from 8 to 9:30 to get to my normal happy.
Oh,
Um, and and I'm a one drink party girl. So when I would get there, I'd have my one cocktail and I would be as high as they were. And we were all on the same path. So all we're suggesting is that you check it out before you just go and spend money on it because of the name. Check
yeah.
out where is it manufactured? What are the ingredients? What's the content of what you're paying for?
Yeah.
Wow. So would you give back the ring or would you keep the ring?
Well, they say that JLo doesn't need the ring. She has the money. Why does she need it?
She
So
doesn't need.
she'll probably give it back to him, I'm assuming, because she doesn't need it. And it's
Well,
really
I think
then,
that's what number 6, because there's Ben Affleck.
oh, he
Uh,
gave that pink diamond. Did she gave it back, right?
I don't know if she gave Mark Anthony, the guy that was her dancer. I don't know
Mark
if she,
Anthony, that's her husband.
yeah.
The
So
dancer, I don't know who. Oh, the dancer. Were they
yeah,
engaged?
they were
The
engaged.
young kid.
Yes. I'll have to see if I can find the link off of Wendy Williams. She had Norman do a ring around the ring to show all the rings that JLo has
Oh my
received.
God, Ben Affleck, the
Yes,
dancer, Mark Anthony was her ex-husband with the twins. She had the twins with
right,
them. Then
right.
wasn't there, did P. Diddy and get engaged to her or not?
I don't know if they got engaged. I know they dated a
They
lot.
dated, and then now it's A Rod. I don't know who else.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
there were
know.
like rings. I'll see if I can find it because
Yeah, we'd
I
like to know
couldn't
next
stop.
week. Report back next
Yes,
week so we can talk about it. We'd love
yes,
that, right?
yes, absolutely. Oh, well, as you know, this week we had the Country Music Awards show, and it was hosted by Keith Urban. Normally it's Keith Urban and Carrie Underwood, but this time it was Mickey Guyton. Just in case you all don't know, who is she? We're going to put the link down below. She is a Black country singer, and she has had a rough time because the country community wouldn't embrace her because of the color of her skin. If you can imagine, she's Black. So she was the co-host. It gave her an opportunity to commingle a lot of the girls, like Carrie Underwood, Miranda. I'm trying
Reba.
to think. Yes, a lot of them gave her love and support, like they would say, and they started giving her love and support before this award show, because after Black Lives Matter started swirling around, I think they started looking at their own community. There were individuals that were pretty prominent country singers, and they got caught using the N-word, and they were booted. They lost their record deals. They lost their fans. So everyone is now going to be a little bit more accountable to what they say. Because if someone, if I'm only your friend because I say certain things, I'm not a real good friend, because to me, that means I can be bought. I go to the highest bidder. I've never been that person. I speak my truth my way. If you like me, fine. If you don't like me, fine.
Fine.
It's I'm not going to change who I am just to be, a clone. So I thought it was a very interesting show, in that some of it was in person and some of it was still Zoom. The entertainer of the year was Luke Bryan, and Luke is a hoot on American Idol.
He's
And
funny.
I just thought that was, he's very entertaining, because, like sometimes he'll get up and he'll start dancing around Katie, and Katie's like, sit down. She's like, you have no rhythm. You shouldn't be dancing. That's what's entertaining about him. And Carrie Underwood wore this amazing, beautiful dress, kind of low cut in the front, as she sang gospel, because she put out a new album during COVID, and it was talking about going back to our roots, going back to the love. And, I hope people will remember, when you go back to the love, you can't be out there acting out and being all mean and vicious, and then just roll into church on Sunday and everything you did before just disappears. And so I think that the CMA show was trying to get people to embrace the new and to be loving and kind to everyone, irregardless of skin tone.
Oh, good. That was good, because I didn't see it. I probably have it recorded. I probably can find it and watch it. So
yes,
I didn't even know it was on until you told me. So that goes to show how well informed I'm not really up on that.
And that's good, because that means you're not just stuck in television land anymore.
Yeah, but usually I do know when these things are coming, and I didn't know about this one, so I'll watch it.
I know that this is the last season of the Kardashians, and did you see the picture of Khloe Kardashian?
Did I see the pic? Well, she had a picture. Well, it was a minute up, and then she took it down, so it's hard to find it.
Oh.
It was a picture of her in a bikini, and she didn't like it. So whoever posted it, her assistant or whoever her publicist is, someone posted it and she didn't like it. So she had it taken down, and people didn't know why. They thought that there was controversy around it. And she actually spoke up about why she took it down, because, and this is kind of silly, but it's because she said she worked so hard to get that figure that she has right now, that when it was posted, the picture, that specific picture, wasn't taken in the right light. So it didn't show her hard work that she had been leading up to. So she wanted to take it down. And I'm like, what did you say? Because it was not taken in the right light, you didn't like the way it was taken, that you're going to take it down. I think that it's just, I think, a bit silly, because it doesn't give good image to younger kids that follow you or like you or look up to you, because you should be this is my opinion, and I feel that you should be happy having it up. And if it wasn't in the right light, people have already seen it. Keep it up there. And you could have just said, this is me, sorry about the lighting, or lighting wasn't so great, or or I'm just really happy that I've come this far and I've spent a lot of many months or however long she's spent getting to this, to the body that she's really enjoying. Enjoy your body and just say that I wish I could have taken a better picture, but this is what it is, and I'm very proud of how far I've come. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think, Gloria?
You know, this is a tangled web that she is weaving, and unfortunately, to me, it is backfiring. Okay, you and I both know she is a mom. So number one is not about her anymore. Shouldn't be. We have seen pictures of her as a little girl. We saw pictures of her when she was the curvy girl of the family, and they kept calling her fat and ugly and all that garbage. And instead of Chris whooping up on some people and saying, leave my child alone, she let her spiral and she started morphing her body. I understand if you're a person and you're a curvy girl and you work out and you lose some of your curve, or if you go on Weight Watchers or Nutrisystems or, you know, whatever, Atkins, and you change your eating, when you use surgery and processes to create this body, I don't think people really tripped about the lighting, because they probably looked at the picture and said, oh, that's Chloe, and moved right on. If you had just let it go, nobody probably would have looked at it. But for the picture to go up and come down, now everybody's like, well, why did she take it down? What's wrong with the picture? Let's go see. That is why I do what I do, so that I can kind of be here for young girls to teach them that you are beautiful just the way you are, just the way God made you. Do not do that, because my husband, he always makes jokes. You know how guys are, you know, they just keep it real when it comes to plastic surgery. And he said to me one day, he says, you know, what are they going to do? Just keep doing their faces and their bodies and they're going to be 90 and they're going to look like they look now? You know, will they ever embrace their age? I think Kris Jenner is gorgeous. And I know she's had a little something. Even her mom, I think they're beautiful. Will Chloe ever feel comfortable? I think what Chloe should do, she should go to one of those places where back in the day, Tyra Banks put on like a fat suit so that she could see what it felt like to be a big curvy girl. What fun. People were mean. I think Chloe should go to a place like that and get elderfied, you know, like take her from her current age to like 50, 60, and let her see what she's going to feel like. Because when she's 50, 60, it's going to all be about her kids. And I know she's got one little girl now, and her and Tristan are thinking about having another little kid. And it's not going to be about you and how you look. It's going to be all about the kids. So I was like, what is all this fluff over a picture? Really?
I understand that she wants to look good, and I thought she looked good beforehand. But I think that I feel that it's whatever you feel comfortable in it, right? If
right.
if you're happy doing whatever you're doing, keep doing it. But what really kind of annoyed me or got me upset was the fact that she took it down because she said that it didn't show her in her best light, and she'd worked so long and hard to get that body. So that's what kind of frustrated me.
Yeah. And I think a lot of women are going to feel the same way, because it's not a hard work attained body. It's a nip and tuck attained body.
I'm not sure. Did she get plastic surgery? I'm not sure. Do you think?
On her body, yes. Have you?
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you look at the pictures when they were younger, they weren't as bodacious in the rear as they are now.
I know that Kim Kardashian is very big on the back behind.
Yeah,
Chloe is not big.
No, Chloe did another layer, so it actually got bigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So I could understand about the stomach. You can get that to be. I don't know if she did any kind of cosmetic enhancements on that on her stomach.
Yeah. I don't watch the show. However, I have friends that do, and they said that this season they've shown them working out more. They have personal trainers who
That's
come
me.
to the house. That's
I
you?
watch. That's me. I watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's me.
Okay, so have you seen them working out? I mean, she says
Well,
they're
they've always
physically.
worked out. Every season you see them with you, they've always worked out. They don't show it a lot, but on and off they'll show the person coming to the house and training them. But
Okay.
there's only so much they can show, but they do work out. But I'm not sure behind the scenes or behind the cameras, like when the cameras are gone, what they do, right?
Right. Right. Well, I think she's beautiful. I think they're all, I mean, I think they are just drop dead gorgeous. It's just that um, if you want to be entertained, you can go back through and look at when the show first started, what their bodies look like. And granted, some of them were younger than others, some of them were, preteen. And now you look at the shape of the bodies and you can tell who's had augmentations and who hasn't. So don't worry about the lighting, Chloe. Embrace yourself. Just be who you are.
Nobody could even tell anyway. Only you can tell the lighting wasn't right.
I know. No one has that kind of detail oriented spyglass. We're just not there. Okay. So, there has been a situation that's been going on in America, and it's being brought to the light. And I have just been shocked and mortified. There are currently more. These are just two that stood out to me. So there was um a young man. His name is Dante Wright. He's 26 years old. He was driving a car, and apparently the tags on the car had either expired or something related to the tags. As the police officer went around the car, they noticed that there was an air freshener hanging on the rearview mirror. In this particular area where he lived, that is illegal. So between the two things, it turned into a confrontation. And the police officer who was making the stop was a 26-year veteran police officer, not a rookie, not first time, 26 years. So she has a confrontation. Apparently, the young man is frightened. He goes to get back into the car, and she says, "Taser, taser, taser," as she shoots him, and he dies. That to me, a Glock and a taser weigh different weights. One weighs 5 pounds. The Glock, I was told, weighs about 5 pounds. And I was told that a taser is about, it's light, it's ounces in comparison. So less than a pound. So in your hands, you should be able to feel the difference. Now, Megan on The View, she is an advocate gun person. She shared that she didn't believe it. And the reason she didn't believe that it was an accidental shooting is that a Glock has a 2-click. So that means you pull the trigger and it clicks, and you have to pull the trigger a second time. So she's like, you can't mistake the two. And after 26 years as a veteran. So my understanding is she stepped down, and I know we'll hear more about this. It's sad that a young man lost his life because of an air freshener.
I didn't know that. Why is it that air fresheners are not allowed?
It has to do with something that says you're not allowed to have anything hang below that could obstruct your view in that
That's
state.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that tells us who live in California, if we go traveling, you better learn the laws of engagement, because you could, I've gone to, say I go to an amusement park and they give away free Hawaiian leis. I will hang it on my rear view mirror. Now, it doesn't obstruct my view. However, if I was to do that in a town that is illegal, I could be stopped and arrested for doing something that I had no idea was illegal.
Wow. How would you even know? I didn't even know that any law existed like that.
I didn't either. I didn't either. And I've gone to many places, I've traveled international, and I've never thought to look up and say, what are the rules of the road? I just rent a car, get in the car, stay in my lane, do my thing, so
Yeah.
now we know it's just something we have to be aware of. So our thoughts and prayers go out to that young man's family, because 26 is just young. And for it to be presented as an accident it's a hard pill to swallow, really
Mm,
hard.
okay. Yeah.
And then there was a veteran. His name is Caron de Cerro. He is Black and Latino blend, so he's very cute, very caramely. So he is out on the road, and he is the lights come on for him to pull over. Now, the law says that you are to proceed to a well-lit place and then stop. Put your flashers on to acknowledge to the police officer, I hear you, but I'm not stopping out here in the dark. So he proceeds to a gas station. The police officer approached him. He, he's dressed in his military garb. He is a soldier. He stopped him supposedly because he didn't have tags on his car. And he's like, well, I just bought it. You can see the new temporary tag in the mirror. The police officer wasn't content with that. So he starts yelling at him to get out the car. And he says, why do I have to get out the car? Please explain to me what I did wrong. All of this is on film. It's on his body cam, and he's also recording it from in the car. He has on glasses, and the police officer pepper sprays him. And then he takes him out, drags him out of the car, puts his hand behind him. And all the while he's telling him, I am an active soldier. I am here fighting for your freedom. Why are you doing this to me? So once again, what was the reason for the stop? Driving being Black. It's just sad to think that we can't get beyond skin.
Well, I know that they stopped him because they couldn't see his license plate, but it was attached to his window when he went to the well-lit gas station.
Right.
So he should have seen it then. And the policeman that actually stopped him was younger, so he called for backup, right? And the backup policeman was the one that came and started yelling at him.
Older.
And
yes,
the older policeman started yelling at him, and the lieutenant was asking him, what is this all about, sir? What have I done? Please tell me. And he wouldn't get out because he said, this is not right. What have I done? Please tell me what I've done. So that was, watching it really got my blood boiling. It did, because I didn't understand either.
Yeah. I mean, when there is profiling. If you are in an affluent area and you happen to be a non-affluent individual based on skin tone, not by how much money you have, because it never gets to that point. It's just everyone who lives in, I'll use an example, and this isn't true. Willow Glen is white. So if they see a caramel person in Willow Glen, everybody's out. Okay, what's this person doing? Why are they here? Now, they may check you out in some areas. I mean, I, as a Black woman, I've gone into stores, and I always laugh because they start following me instantly the minute I hit the store. And I'm like, you're over here looking at me, and girlfriend over there is stealing you blind. But that's not, follow me. I'm just looking. So I know what that feels like to be profiled. The thing here, he is an active soldier. He told them, I am an active soldier. I am fighting for your freedom. And he still couldn't get a pass. He couldn't get a buy. And they had to, they show the first responder washing the pepper spray out of his eyes. And that police officer is going to be sued. And
Yes,
I
he's going to
think
be
he lost
sued, and I think that
his
he
job.
got fired, right?
Yes, he lost his job.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
good, but I think that the lieutenant is going to sue him for everything he has.
yeah, he is. And I mean, it wasn't just what he was doing to him, it was how he was, oh, you're not gonna have a good day kind of thing, like you have no idea. He said something to him like, not I got you, but something to the effect of, it's my way now kind of thing.
Right,
And
right.
it was just sad. It was
It was
sad.
hard to watch. It was hard to
It really
watch.
was. It really was there. And like I shared with you, and when I started this, there have been more shootings. There was a young girl that was just shot by a police officer. She was having an altercation with another young girl, and she had a knife, and the knife looked like a steak knife. And when the police got there with the confrontation, unfortunately, they shot that young girl with the knife and killed her. Now, I'm not saying I don't want police officers to get hurt, and I don't want the suspects to get hurt. I just want to understand what happened to getting the person, taking the knife from them. She's a girl, you're a big old man, and if you feel like your life is threatened, have you heard the concept of shoot her in the leg?
Hmm.
How did we get to everything's a kill shot? Our police have got to stop doing kill shots because it's making people weary when they see police. When I was a little girl, our police officers lived in our community and they knew us. And I've been thinking a lot about this. Maybe police officers cannot be a police officer in a community unless they live in that community. When you go to the grocery store and I go to the grocery store and I get to know you as John the cop and you get to know me as Gloria, then John probably won't shoot Gloria when he sees Gloria because he knows Gloria. He sees Gloria. And when we have police officers who are separated from their community, because these shootings, they're out of control.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. This is just too much, too many happening. There's some statistics I'll find for next week, but they say, oh, we're only into how many days of the year, and there's way more shootings and everything. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And yet we can't seem to get our government to regulate repeat guns, repeat rifles,
Right.
rifles that they learn how to make off of the internet. It's like, what does it take? Does it have to be you before you say, wait a minute, I don't think that person should be able to buy a gun. They just shot me. Can't we fix it before?
Yeah.
George Floyd was killed, bottom line, because he attempted to use a fraud $20 bill. That's what started the whole thing. He went to the store, he tried to use it, and from that, everything else went bad. And now the police officer who killed him has been convicted on all 3 counts, and he's going to jail. In 8 weeks, they will tell us what the final, verdict is.
The sentencing.
Right? The sentencing. Right now, and when he lost the case, the judge immediately said, bond is revoked. You are to be taken into custody immediately. So I think police officers are going to start to realize that it's not just the blue anymore. If you kill somebody, you're going to be held accountable for that. So walk your beat, learn your people. When you're out in the car, like I used to take my son to the park. And if there was a police officer there, my kid loves cops. So off he would go running. And they pick him up and they thought he was cute. I didn't feel afraid. If I had a child now and there was a police officer, I don't know if I want my child around the police officer.
Well, they're not like they used to be. I don't know about the training, what training they've given, but they don't. I do remember policemen used to be friendly.
Yeah.
there are still policemen that are friendly, but when I come across them and I'm like nearly 50 years old, I'm like, I get kind of nervous around them, get kind of scared, right?
Yeah.
Not that I've done anything. It's just, it's not quite the same.
Yeah. Well, the picture behind me is my studio that I had in San Jose. And one day I was downstairs and there was a person there that was clearly off their meds. And the police had come by and, you know, he told me, he goes, are you going in this building? And I said, yes, I am. And I was like you, I felt nervous. He goes, go ahead, it's okay. And then the owner of the building came and told me, he says, we took care of it. The police took care of it. So the next day when I came to work, I saw the policeman in the parking lot and I parked my car and I walked over and I said, I just wanted to say thank you. I'm so grateful that you were here to help. And he was like, you're so kind. And he goes, just so you know, we're going to start taking our breaks in this parking lot. So they're going to learn, don't come here. That was after they started knocking everything down. And the only thing left was our building. So I 100% agree. There are some wonderful policemen. And then there's some that just, they're so ego. You know, I am the man. And we don't need that in our officers.
I know. They feel like because they have that uniform on, they can portray that kind of like authoritative figure and they can get away with whatever they can get away with.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah. Well, now we have body cams and everybody has a cell phone. So let me say that again. Everybody has a cell phone. And with that cell phone comes a camera and they can do pictures and they can do video. And that's why that police officer that killed George Floyd is going to prison because the 911 operator had a camera on him. All the people around had cameras and his body camera was on. So he bad decision. So American Idol. I love me some Lionel Richie. I love Lionel Richie. And Lionel Richie opened the show. And I mean, when he's playing a piano, I got to see him back in the day when it was Lionel Richie and the Commodores. And he came out of the floor at the Oakland Coliseum, dressed in a white tux, playing a white baby grand piano, singing Hello. Oh, talking about memory. Yes. So
isn't he going to be in Vegas or something?
That was yeah, I think he is going to do what do they call that? There's a name, a residency. Yes, I think he's going to do a residency when the show is over this season. And you know, you keep telling me that there's a way that my husband and we could drive to Vegas. And I have a girlfriend and she's like, well, if you can get here, you know, I don't have no COVID, you don't have no COVID, you can stay with me. So maybe I'll get a chance to see Lionel Richie in living color. I love that man.
I think he's going to be doing it, July time, is it? I think I'm going to miss it.
We're supposed to be good by July.
Yeah, I'm going to miss it. That's too bad because I'm going to Vegas in June.
Oh, wow. So did you enjoy the show? I mean, going from we went from the top 12 down to the top 10. Yes,
I enjoyed it. Sorry, everyone. Technology, it's a bit lagging, which is why I'm missing out on some of the words you're saying. So listen carefully. It's okay, but I enjoyed American Idol and I did like Lionel Richie. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Willie Spence is going to do. I think he's top 3. And there's another guy, I forget, who did something. I forget his name. Oh, Dante. What's his name? Dante? I forget.
Yeah, I think it's Dante. The cowboy with the cap.
No, the African American kid.
Oh, his name is like. My brain is saying Desiree, but it's not Desiree, but it's something, yeah. It's something unique like that.
Well, he did a show, not a show tune, I was gonna say show tune. He did a movie song that won an Oscar and it was very good. I liked it. He was really good. I didn't like him previously, but now I like him. Hopefully he's on top and does well.
Yes. When Willie did Glory, and Glory is was written by Common and John Legend, I got chills. I got chills.
I thought that so that was Glory, huh? I thought there was
Yeah.
another song he sung. Okay, so now I'm like spacing out because I thought it was Glory. I thought it was some other song he did, but that it was Glory. It sounded very,
Yeah.
very good. I love it.
Yes. Yes. And okay, so we've got American Idol and then we have The Voice. And the coach, or like the specialty coach to support the coaches this season, is Snoop Dogg. And when I heard that, I thought, what the heck does Snoop Dogg know about music? I mean, I know he knows beats. He's
Yep,
a rapper.
right.
Okay. And I was like, I don't know. And then I watched him coach the kids. And he would say to them, like if someone said, I'm going to sing Glory. And he said, well, why? And he said, because that's my mom's favorite song. And then he would say, then you sing it like your mom is right here, standing there in front of you, and you bring the emotions. And then he goes, I want you to feel it. And then there was another person who was singing a song, and he says, I want you to talk it like you're rapping. And then he goes, I want you to go, bop, 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 bam. I mean, and it was funny
Funny.
because they got it. I mean, what you saw them do in practice and then the final presentation, John Legend said, who would have thought Snoop Dogg would be a great coach?
He
was.
is amazing. He's funny and he knows how to coach. And I think, in my opinion, he's like one of the better coaches so far.
Yes. I'm like you. I was shocked.
I like him. He's funny.
Yes, I never would have thought so. And I love the communications between him and Blake, because Blake is so cowboy. So
When
cowboy
Blake,
country.
when he wore that
Snoop
same
is-
jacket as Snoop Dogg.
Yes. I was like, oh my God, where did that come from?
Hilarious, hilarious. I love it. I'm loving it with Snoop Dogg. He should be
Yeah.
he should be the person all the time. What do they call those people? What are they called? What is Snoop Dogg
like
called?
the coach mentor. Yeah,
Say that
it's
again.
something to the mentor.
Oh, the mentor. That's right. He should be the mentor the whole time. I would
Yes.
love.
I mean, I've also enjoyed seeing Brandy.
Right.
And
Yes.
people have actually brought her to tears singing. So it's going to be a good season between American Idol and The Voice. And we, America and the world, we are going to get a new suite of performers, because these young people can sing.
They really can sing. They really can. And it's funny because you talk about Brandy. My son doesn't know who Brandy is because he wasn't born in that era. And he goes, if you didn't, I don't know. She looks really young. Is she like a teenage? He said, if I didn't know, she looks so young. He keeps saying that. And I said, yeah, she's older.
Yeah, she carries it well. You can't
Yes,
tell.
she does. Yes, she does.
So our COVID update today is that the vaccines are rolling out. On Thursday of last week, they dropped the age to 15 and above. And let me tell you something. I'm just going to talk about one place in particular, Levi Stadium. That is the home of the 49ers. I mean, it's huge. It's a huge parking lot. They did 12,000 people in that one day.
Wow.
I have never seen so many lines, and they were moving. And people shared later on the news, they said, when you get there and you see the parking lot is the line, you're out in the sun and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to fall out. Because the regular time you were spending anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour with their watch you for 15 minutes and get in line. And they said that it was happening under 20 minutes, and they would have their shot from the time they hit the line till they got their shots.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I was too. And then the next day it went from 12 down to 7,000. And now there are, there's so much information out there about should we or should we not get the vaccines. Just be safe and, make the best decision that you can.
Right.
Thing is if you take the time to make an appointment, keep the appointment, because once they open and put the vaccines into the needles, at the end of the day, if it's not used, it's tossed. So don't take the vaccine from someone who wants it just because you had to make an appointment, but you're not really going to go. If you're not going to go, just don't even play. So here in California, we're in the orange. Most of us are in the orange, headed to the yellow, which is very, very exciting because yellow means open. Like the gyms will be able to go back to 50%. So that'll be a good time.
Well, they're saying as of June the 15th, we're going to stop having the tiers. No more tiers.
Yeah, because they think we will have our, what do they call that? The crowd vaccination. There's, as long as we get 70 to 80%.
I'm excited.
I do. I'm excited to see you in person.
I know, just around the corner. We just hold on a little bit longer, as President Biden says, hold on a little longer.
Absolutely. And, like I always tell people, try and consider everyone when you make a decision. I was talking to a friend, and my friend lives in Texas, and Rosetta, you have a friend. And my friend was like, anytime you go into an establishment, you have to wear a mask. If you don't, they'll throw you out. In her town, you have to stay 6 feet apart. You can do outdoor dining, very limited indoor dining. And then you were talking to someone and you said that they have different guidelines.
Well, they have, I'm not sure. I forget which city he's in Texas, but he said that people are not wearing masks. Yeah. He didn't talk about the establishments. I'm pretty sure going into an establishment, I'm not even sure. I can't even say for sure, but people are not wearing masks and they're not social distancing. And I have another friend who moved pre-COVID, and I had seen her taking pictures with friends like last year, and they were all together, hugging and putting their arms around each other. No one had a mask on, and I don't know, it just seemed like there was no COVID happening there. Yeah. And I think she may have gone to Austin, I want to say. I can't remember. I forget, but that's what I saw, and that's what I'm seeing. But I never know because we're not living there. We don't exactly know what's happening.
Exactly. Just be careful, people. Just be careful. So, we always like to open and close our events with Ellen. Rosetta and I didn't see any particular area where she's always loving and giving people. And the one thing that I've noticed is the shows don't feel the same to me. I don't know what's missing. I know that there's a lot of guest host, Twitch, Tiffany Haddish. There was a couple of other.
Mario Lopez.
Yes. So, and it's nice to see these other individuals. However, I miss seeing Ellen, especially with a virtual audience. So it's not even like her regular audience is there. So even with a guest host, it would still feel the same. And I'm already missing Ellen from Ellen. And then Rosetta was saying she thinks she's starting another show. And I'm like, Ellen, if you need time off to just go away and take care of Portia, I know she had to have an emergency appendicitis. We understand. It's just that when you're there, we want our Ellen back. And I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know if she's just like not feeling it. You don't love us. You don't miss us. You don't want to be with us anymore. Something's not the same to me. How do you feel, Rosetta?
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. I think it was since this season started, she started taking days off right at the beginning. Right off the bat, she started taking days off. And it's been like that consistently. And every time I see it, I mean, we look, she's there one day and the next day she's not. And you're right. It doesn't feel the same like the old days, like good old Ellen. Something is up, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm going to do some research because my husband was saying she was on Jimmy Kimmel and she may be doing another show. I'm not sure. So I'll look it up, and next week we'll do some reporting back to you as to what's happening with Ellen. But yeah, it doesn't feel right. And she hasn't, we love to highlight all those people that she highlights, the heroes, the everyday people in your town, community, and then she'll give them something and some money and just to show what a great citizen they are. I haven't been able to find that within the last 4 or 5 days. So she's out, and even when she was there, she didn't really highlight anyone that I saw in the community that had done some good deed.
Yeah. So now you and I both have heard that there are the COVID long haulers where you have symptoms. And Ellen hasn't taken the vaccine because she has antibodies, so she thinks she's okay. However, something's not 100%. I don't know what it is. So we send you our thoughts and prayers, Ellen. We hope that you and Portia are doing really well. Like you always remind us, we feel the love in our rooms when we're together. We love each other very, very much. And we send that love back out to you all. Go out and make it a great day. Mwah.
Make it a great day.
Subscribe to us, because we want to know what you want to hear us talk about. So tell us. We love to chat. Tell us what you want to hear.
We love to chat because we're Silicon Valley girls that chat over tea. We always have our teas, right? And please, if you like this video, like it, hit the thumbs up and hit the bell notification below. I'm not even doing it. So you don't miss any of our videos. But we've had a great chat as always. Thank you so much for watching our chats, and we hope that we can continue doing this for a very long time. And yes, again, I'm going to say, if any of you out there sell teas, know someone that sells teas, has a tea shop, let us know, because we'd love to review you and spotlight you in one of our future chats.
Yes,
we'd love that. We always like to try new teas and anything tea related. Love it, love it, love it. But thanks everyone, and remember to always keep smiling. Take care now. Bye-bye.